What's up guys, Scott Lowe, Executive Editor of IGN Tech here, checking out the OnLive app for tablets. Right here we've got the iOS version, but this is also available for Android. I mean, you can play it on your Galaxy Tab, you can play it on the Kindle Fire even, but for our testing purposes, we're going to check out the iPad version. So they announced this earlier this year at E3, and basically what's most exciting about this is that you can now play games on your iPad anywhere you are, wherever there's Wi-Fi or even 3G or 4G connectivity. So unlike the previous version of the app where you could just really watch games and access this main interface that you see here, again, you can actually access full games. So it's pretty exciting stuff, being able to play full HD PC titles on the go. So there have been a number of titles adapted to use touch controls. Some that have just like an overlay function, others that actually have been natively developed to make use of touchscreen controls. One of which is Defense Grid. So we're going to go ahead and check this out, which again makes use of gesture controls. So this is a tower defense style game, if you're unfamiliar. Runs at pretty high specs for full PCs, so like something like this running on the tablet is pretty incredible. So let's go ahead and give this a second to load. One thing to note already is that at the bottom here you've got access to OnLive's full menu with just a click of the tap of the screen. You've even got brag clips, which you can record quick, really simple videos of whatever you're playing. So go ahead and let's see if we can launch into this. Okay, so now that we've loaded into the full game, this is a game that's typically reserved for mouse and keyboard, so you'd use a scroll wheel to zoom in and move around on the screen. But now with the touch controls, which have been developed specifically for OnLive on tablets, you can pinch to zoom, you can rotate the map, you can move around, all using gesture controls like you would on a native iPad app. So like again, if you want to build a tower, you just tap it and drag it over, and it constructs itself. So like this is just an example of a game that's been kind of custom tailored for OnLive. But they've also created a custom overlay which maps the controls of a full controller onto the screen itself. So one example of that is Dirt 3, which is one of the few games that will launch. There'll be up to 30 initially with the overlay on top. So now that we've got the game fully loaded, you can see that you have a complete range of controls to choose from. You've got the ability to change cameras, the ability to accelerate, change the acceleration by a slider, plus steer. You can use the handbrake. It's all on screen. But all these controls are a little tough to use when you're used to using a full controller, which is why OnLive has also introduced a new version of the universal controller, which will allow you to play a game with a full controller. So we'll go ahead and back out to show you that. So here we are checking out the experience with the new universal controller from OnLive. It costs $49.99 and it works with any tablet or smartphone running the app, as well as consoles and PCs and Macs. So it really is truly universal. So in this case, we're checking out Batman Arkham Asylum, which again is an experience you couldn't get with the touchscreen controls, with the rich combat and that sort of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out. So again, with this, you're getting very little latency between the controller and the on-screen action. So you can get in full combat. You can even do full shooters. Like right now they have Unreal Tournament available on OnLive, but you can obviously that's a bit more twitch than you're probably used to. But something like LA Noire or any of the big action titles you can get on the go anywhere with 1 megabit connection at the very minimum, up to 5 megabits for full HD. Again, this works over 3G and 4G as well if you're into it. So the controller really kind of completes the experience and captures that concept of what OnLive is all about, which is that you can't these are experiences you can't get on these devices otherwise, but using streaming technology, you can pretty much access anywhere on the go. The interesting thing is LA Noire is actually being custom tailored by Rockstar. You get a full range of gesture controls that are being developed by Rockstar for OnLive. So if you're investigating a body, you can rotate it with a swipe gesture, and it'll have a special range of controls. Unfortunately, it's not available yet for us to show you, but here's a sense of it with the controller enabled. So the interesting thing about the controller is again that you can get a full controller shooter experience or an action title experience that is otherwise impossible on a touchscreen. Again, paired with the HD graphics using the universal controller, you've got a full range of motion. It's fairly responsive. Depending on your connection, sometimes it gets a little laggy. But for the most part, if you have a connection between 1 megabit per second and 5 megabits per second, you can have a pretty solid experience. It pairs with iPhones and Android smartphones as well, so it's not exclusively limited to tablets. So as long as you install the app, you're pretty much set to go. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty awesome experience. It's really kind of reaching the potential of what OnLive really is all about, which is delivering HD graphics to devices that could otherwise not run them with the specs they have, and kind of reducing the need to upgrade your graphics cards and that sort of thing. And obviously a tablet is certainly that. So it's free and available this Thursday. You can download it on iOS or the Android marketplace, and the controller again is $49.99 and can be ordered on onlive.com. For more, check out ign.com/tech.